With that said, when I recommend it, the first thing that comes out of someone's mouth is, well, I was told I shouldn't eat that much red meat. What's going on YouTube? TR Fit fam, welcome back to the channel. If you are new, go ahead, do me a favor. Like, share, subscribe, do it all now. You have not seen this video, but came across the channel by coincidence. Everything happens for a reason. So let's get right into it. Why the meat and fruit diet? What is the meat and fruit diet? I get a lot of questions about this all the time. Me and my brother are gym owners, and we hear this all the time. We've been doing it for a little while, but we have made this the official diet of the gym. So round of applause at that for those that care. But all jokes aside, I do feel like this diet is very beneficial for any and everyone for many reasons, and we can get right into it. So here's a few reasons on why someone might start or try or hear or come across the meat and fruit diet. 1 would be weight loss. 2, be mental clarity. 3, one of my favorites, is very simple to follow. People that have been following along understand that I did not try this or get into this journey because of the health benefits on the side. I know it's common sense when you change the way you eat to a more healthier lifestyle, the health benefits come with it. So I didn't necessarily do this for the health benefits because I've already been living a moderately healthy life as long as I've been an adult, I guess you could say that. But it's very simple to follow. It reduces inflammation, improves your gut health. I have a testimony of that of someone at the gym who's had gut issues forever, and they done just the carnivore side of things. They did the carnivore for 3 months, and they won't turn away from it now. That's all they're doing now. They have started adding fruit to try and experiment with that too as well. I'll give an update on that if need be. And it also has been known to improve heart health. Go back to a personal testimony because I've heard plenty of testimonies to back that up. But to go back to a personal testimony, I always drink pre-workout before I exercise. So as I worked out, I've talked about this in the past. I would feel like it's weird to explain. It's very hard to explain, but it was kind of, I don't want to say sharp pain because I don't want to scare nobody, but I felt like it was like tension, I guess you could say, in my chest area before I started this diet, before I started the carnivore diet. So after I started the carnivore diet, about a week or 2 going into it, those pains that I was feeling for almost for, I would say, at least 5 years of feeling that, went away. I always say it's kind of like an ankle injury. When you hurt your ankle as an athlete, you kind of nurse your way in and start gradually getting better. And as you're going and as you're getting better, you don't even feel it anymore. And then eventually you go, okay, my ankle doesn't hurt anymore. It was kind of like that. Like, I was so used to my chest being in pain because, like I said, I thought it was from the pre-workout. I thought it was just a burst of energy. That's what the pre-workout's supposed to do, give you a little thing. Maybe I took a little bit too much. Many things went through my head on what it could have been. And it got to the point that it just was completely ignored because it wasn't taking me out, I guess you could say. But as I did the carnivore diet, went away. As I'm doing the animal or meat and fruit diet, animal-based diet, meat and fruit diet, call it many things. But as I'm doing the meat and fruit diet, same exact thing. I don't feel any chest pains. I don't feel any major issues that I would have to worry about in the future. What is the meat and fruit diet? What do I eat? How do I follow it? What does it look like? So with this, I'm just going to go based off of what I do, how I do it, and how I've been doing it. Like I said, I'm not an expert. I've only been doing this for coming up on a year now, or getting close to. What I do is primarily beef, ground beef, or primarily steak. Those are usually my go-tos when it comes down to the protein. Fattier meats, so I'm not looking for, what I used to look for is a leaner meat. So if it was ground beef, which would be probably on an occasion, I would look for the leanest ground beef. That's the opposite. I look for the fattest ground beef. Same thing with steaks. That's why I use chuck steak typically as my favorite steak to go to, or a ribeye, but usually chuck steak. I'm very consistent with that. I like the taste. It's fatty, and it's very filling, and it lets me get through the day without even thinking about eating anymore. I also eat plenty of eggs, usually sunny side up. I eat plenty of fruit, only a small portion of fruit though. I don't eat all fruits, I only eat a handful. I have my reasons. I'll go into that in another video, that'd be more in detail, but to sum it up, if it usually doesn't have a shell or like something covering up to avoid from pesticides and things of that nature, I try to stay away from it. I eat cheese as well and other dairy, like yogurts and milk are allowed for the diet, but I typically stay away from that too as well. So the great thing about this diet goes back to, it's simple to follow. We talk about an elimination diet when you're cutting out a lot of things out of your diet. So what are you cutting out? You're cutting out processed foods. Anything that's bagged with a very long shelf life. It can sit on the counter for a year and they still sell it without it having any issues or any problems on being sold. Preservatives inside the foods that we're eating, it gets rid of that, especially if you're eating grass-fed meat and organic fruit and organic eggs. You're cutting out snacks. So now instead of snacking on chips, cookies, or what they will call healthy snacks, organic snacks even, or whatever they may, gluten-free snacks. Instead of eating that, you're eating literally fruit, cheese as a snack, and you're staying consistent with that. You're also cutting out juice and artificial sugars. All of those things are terrible for your body over time, especially if you're doing them on a daily. If y'all been following along, y'all know I love cheat days. I live by them. I have no problem with cheat days. When finding a regimen, you need something that is a very, very sustainable thing. You should never be stressed out about what you're eating. You should never be overly thinking about what you have to eat. It should never be a strain for you to stick to this diet. So for example, on lean diets, they typically restrict you from eating, and you have to eat very, 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 very small portions. And that's not sustainable. Even if you're doing 6 meals a day, that's not sustainable at all. On top of that, we shouldn't be eating 6 times a day. Granted, this is coming from someone who came from that. I used to eat 6 times a day. I used to eat 5 to 6 times a day without a problem, without even blinking an eye. Had my shake at the end of the night because I was hungry and starving at the end of the night because I was eating such lean foods. Don't get me wrong, I looked good. I had no problem with the way I looked and had no problem with the outcome. But my discipline for that was up here. To think that someone living a day-to-day regular life that doesn't care about fitness at all, doesn't care about sports, doesn't care about being an athlete, they just want to look good, to sustain eating 6 meals a day. Most jobs want them to give you 6 meals a day. They give you 6 times smoke breaks. So but outside of that, like you don't got time to follow that. So with the meat and fruit diet, you can literally eat only once or twice a day, all in one. Get as much beef as you want, about a pound of beef, and as much fruit as you can eat. And you're good for the rest of the day. I know people that eat twice a day on this. Me, I eat twice a day. I know some people that only eat once a day doing this too as well. So not only will you be saving money because you're only eating once or twice a day, you'll also be cutting out foods that we should never be consuming in the first place. Now I recommend this diet just about every day. Like I said, I'm in the field where people ask me every day what I should do, what I should eat. I'm always going to recommend the meat and fruit diet first, right off the bat. With that said, when I recommend it, the first thing that comes out of someone's mouth is, well, I was told I shouldn't eat that much red meat. If you Google consuming beef daily, what will pop up is you might feel more full, you may build muscle and improve muscle health. Your metabolism and energy levels might go up. And then right at 5, you may increase your risk of heart disease. Notice the uncertainty within the search. You might, you may. There is no definite you will. And there's a reason there is no certainty within the search, because they haven't done the research. It's just as simple as that. This goes back to follow the money. Majority of the companies that do these articles are people that are invested in the vegan lifestyles, the cereals and all the major companies that keep this world moving. So they're going to tell you to stay away from certain things. I've told this story before. We went to a health convention not too far from the gym to bring awareness on fitness and working out and our system and style of exercising. A lot of benefits in exercising. I think there's common sense, especially for the people that are watching this video, so I don't think I need to go into detail on that. This event was hosted by one of the major hospitals within the area. The entire dialogue for this convention was how to treat patients, how to make their experience a little bit better, how to make sure they're comfortable, it's easy, get payment quick, things like that. Not once did they bring up how to prevent them from even coming here in the first place. With that said, that is why I always say follow the money. Check sources, even me. Don't just listen to this blindly. Check sources, check. Look, I have no dog in this fight. Up to now, all I've been doing is just sharing my experiences with these diets. Now granted, there's absolutely nothing wrong with making a profit if it aligns with your values. That conversation didn't align with my values. I haven't been back since. Even if you look at food pyramids to this day, they always have beef at the very bottom of the charts. Some even have some processed foods over beef. Lastly, we always hear about a balanced diet, which is some grains, some meat, some vegetables, which is fine. I'm not against, I want to make that clear. I'm not against a balanced diet. I've done it, I've lived it, did it for a long time. I'm just saying the purpose of finding a diet is to find which best fits you when it's all said and done. This best fits me, and I'm confident it'll be the best fit for a lot of other people. But once again, you will never know until you try, which goes back to the research. Why are you putting out research and data without doing the research to get the data? So I guess the point of this video is to pretty much bring awareness to a diet that I believe is pretty much second to none. I'm a big fan of the carnivore diet. Very, very, very big fan of the carnivore diet. But I don't see anything wrong with fruit. I don't see anything wrong with fruit. Outside of the spraying the pesticides, and there's ways around that. Like I said, I'll do a video on that later on. But once again, I don't know anyone who's only eating meat and is out of shape, or only eating fruit who is out of shape or overweight. Both of those foods together, very sustainable to follow. Keep your body at a low body fat percentage, keep you full throughout the day, and they will eliminate cravings so you're not desiring certain foods. And like I said, when it's all said and done, cheat day is perfectly fine. The food you eat from day to day should give you energy. I know a lot of people that used to go to lunch, come back extremely tired, take a nap in the car. That shouldn't happen after you eat. What should happen is there should be a burst of energy, fulfillment in your body. Shouldn't be overly full. You should be able to operate and move and be productive throughout the day. And that's what this diet does. Well, that's all I got. Y'all know the drill. Do the YouTube stuff, like, share, subscribe. But before you do that, go ahead and comment. Leave comments. Comments have been helping people nonstop. Not just other people, but it's been helping me as well, hearing you guys' stories on how long you've been doing. A lot of people have been doing it a lot longer than me and have more insight and intel, but simply just need that reach. And this page, like I said, it's been very helpful for everyone. So let's keep it going. Outside of that, do the YouTube stuff, like, share, subscribe. Y'all heard it before. If you got the diet side figured out, you follow this, you know what you're doing, but you're trying to figure out what to do on the workout side, come holler at us. We're not just a gym. We also have an online program that you can follow right from home using resistance bands. The total resistance, a one-size-fits-all harness that allows you to add resistance to your workouts, following power, cardio, core every single day. That's all I got. See y'all next time.